And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. As always, my name is Zach. Unfortunately, I spent 5 years of my life in West Virginia maximum security prison, Mount Olive, and Huttonsville. Since returning, I have got my medical degree, and I'm trying to help others who cannot help themselves. What I do is I do first-hand look interviews with individuals that's still locked up in prison, whether it be for murder, drug charges, robberies, all over the sorts. Showing you firsthand look what it's actually like living life in prison. What we're going to be talking about is getting arrested in prison, dealing with the CERT team. So I'm sure a lot of you who watch videos and watch prison creators, you've heard us talk about the Goon Squad, the CERT team. These guys are the ones that whenever there's a shakedown going on or if something crazy is happening, these are the gentlemen, right? The COs, the trained COs that come in and sweep the whole prison. Most of the time, honestly, the inmates don't know when a search or most prisons also have yearly run-throughs, pretty much a yearly shakedown, right? Most prisons have some more often than others, especially maximum security prisons. The prisons that I went to, the prison that I was at, honestly, we had multiple yearly shakedowns. But the good thing is that as long as you have a good rapport with the COs, some of the cooler COs will let you know, hey, look, there's a shakedown coming. Some will tell you a specific day if they know. Some will just tell you in general, like, hey, next week sometime there's going to be a shakedown. So, you know what I'm saying? Leave it at that, right? Which lets you know, hey, get everything out of your cell that you don't want to get caught with. So what will happen is, say you don't know that there's a shakedown coming. The only way you're going to find out before they come in is if you go to flush a toilet or turn on the sink. They shut the water off, obviously, so you can't flush anything. But at the end of the day, that kind of hurts them because people then do stick stuff in the toilets, though. You know what I'm saying? With string and have it tied off somewhere. So it's now just kind of sitting in the sewer duct out of their cell. Unless the CO sticks a snake down the toilet to go retrieve whatever said in there, they're never going to know. So not only do you have normal, regular, yearly shakedowns, but also if you're a part of a gang / organization, you're going to be targeted. As I said, whenever they come in your cell, they're really looking. So think about the cops out here on the streets, right? Whenever they come and do a bust in your house, say they kick the door down, they ransack your house looking through every crack and crevice. So you can only imagine what they're going to do when they run in your cell. Remember, a prison cell, jail cell is only 7 by 11, 7 by 12, right? Only oh so big. You've got a few features in your cell. You've got the bunk, which is one feature. Then you've got the desk and the toilet, which is another feature. You don't have many hiding spots there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can stick stuff in the vents and stuff, but they look there. As I said in a previous video, I've broke down some of the best hiding spots that you can find in prison, whether it be in your cell or outside your cell. There's plenty of places that you can hide stuff so that you don't get sent to the hole. Out of my 5 years, I honestly did probably a little over 2 years in the hole altogether. Whether it be 11-month sentence here in the hole, 6 months here in the hole, another 7 months in the hole, another year in the hole, like stuff like that starts adding up, especially if you get caught with weapons or if you get caught shanking somebody, stabbing somebody up. Those are the more or less the higher ones that's going to keep you in the hole a little bit longer. So say they came for a shakedown, right? And you get caught with a knife. You're at least going to do 6 to 9 months in the hole, hands down. Now, if they come in and you have, as I said, certain prisons allow certain things up on the wall, right? You can have artwork and drawings and stuff. The only problem is if they come in and if they feel that any of the artwork is gang related, whether it be anything Aryan related, anything Crip, Blood, Vice Lord related, GDs related, Gangster Disciples, it doesn't matter. Anything gang related, you're going to the hole, regardless if it's a tattoo pattern or if it's just a drawing on a card that you're sending home. You're going to the hole for at least 6 months. It's going to be gang hate. And that means, more or less, even if you're not a part of a gang, say if you're the tattoo dude, right? Or if you're the guy that draws cards for people to make a little money on the side, right? A little side hustle. Say you're in your cell drawing something for somebody else that they want to send home to their child, right? And you put a 5-point star, or if you put something else, right? You're the one that's going to be going to the hole now. So with these shakedowns, what will happen is you'll have about 100 to 200 COs, CERT team guys, coming in from outside. They'll come in buses, they'll come in vans, they'll surround the whole prison. They have 60 to 70 dogs with them, drug sniffing dogs, and they go around and they terrorize. Now, most of the time the prison is going to be shut down or closed down for at least 3 to 4 days. That gives them time to go from section to section, tear everything apart, and then move on to the next section. The only thing that I don't really like about it is when they tear your stuff apart, you're the one that has to put it back together. And I tell you, you got to think, if you got a dude that's sitting in prison, it's been there for 40 years and is never getting out, right? He's got a lot of things accumulated, a lot of paperwork, a lot of letters, just a lot of stuff. Most dudes that are doing life without parole, they have single cells. The only way they're going to get a single cell is if you have life without, or if you're classified as a level 5, such as myself. So when you have a cell to yourself and it's filled with stuff, they'll come in and it'll look like the tornado done went through your cell. There'll be papers and envelopes everywhere. They don't care. That's some COs actually do care and will be gentle with your things, but I've seen COs rip up portraits that people have drawn, not anything gang related or anything offensive, just because they're dickhead COs. They come in there and they rip all your stuff up, and they expect you not to do or say anything. And if you do, then you're going to the hole. Most of the time, they find anything they can to take you to the hole. If you're targeted, right, such as being a gang member, if they go in your cell and they find nothing, no gang literature, no weapons, no drugs, then they start to pick a piece everything else because they want you. Most of the time, that's why they came in. I've talked about in other videos that they used to come in and do roundups. West Virginia, Maryland, Virginia, PA, DMI, that's pretty much where it's centralized, straight out of Maryland and then going across. So I know a lot of Western states out on the West Coast, you guys don't have DMI members, Dead Man Incorporated, right? So this is more of a centralized thing over here on the East Coast. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the prisons were slowly stacking out. I know we're in Texas. They used to do a lot of roundups because DMI, we are the hitmen. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how we came about. We were the hitmen for BGF. We're taking out hits, making money. Like I said, there's a hustle and everything. If you want someone beat up, if you want someone stabbed, shit, there's a price on that. And at the end of the day, if it's a good price, at the end of the day, I'm trying to make some money too, baby. So they would do a lot of roundups. They'd come in and they'd hit our cells. If they didn't find anything, obviously, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of times where I've been hit with knives in my cell. I've gotten hit with drugs. I've gotten hit with contraband. All the above, right? So they knew who I was. They're going to come in there and find anything. The dumbest thing I've ever went to the hole with and got wrote up for was having 2 ID cards. One was an old one, and the one was a new one. The old one was broke. It was broken in half. They wrote me up for having 2 ID cards, took me to the hole. Stuff like that. These shakedowns are no joke. Think about whenever you were a kid, and some parents used to come to people's rooms and go through their kids' stuff looking for contraband, right? That's exactly how the COs are. They cannot wait to get in your cell to look around, pretend that they're Sherlock Holmes, trying to find something, and they be mad as hell when the only thing they find is some dingleberries and dust bunnies underneath your bunk. If you're sitting in the cell, where do you think the best hiding spot would be if the goon squad comes in, the CERT team looking for stuff, right? Where do you think would be a good idea to hide the stuff? In your cell, not on your person, in your cell. Today was just a short video on what's going to happen if the CERT team runs in on you. What are you going to do? Boy, you better lay down before you get your ass tased, I tell you that much. If you haven't already done it, go ahead and check out Stone Collective Supply Company over on Instagram. My man Caleb booming with the drop. if you like cannabis, if you have a medical card, or if it's recreational, no matter what it may be, go ahead and check out his flame-ass product along with his merchandise that he's got on the side. StoneCollectiveSupply.com is the website where you can find the newest and latest drops. Go ahead and check them out. Show them some love as always. I fuck with you, Caleb. Keep doing your thing, my man. If you haven't already done it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you'll be first informed when I upload. As always, guys, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Keep your heads up, stay positive, and don't let the bullshit get to you. I'm out, guys.